Pride Month is in full swing, and so is the Heated Rivalry effect, as Season 2 is being filmed right here in Canada this summer. But it's just one piece of the LGBTQ media entering the mainstream since the gay hockey romance became a global phenomenon.
Here to comment on what's changed and what's next in LGBTQ plus representation is Emmy-nominated journalist and LGBTQ plus media expert Spencer McNaughton. Welcome to the Morning Show, Spencer.
Morning, Brad and Carolyn. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. All right, let's talk about what was different about Heated Rivalry, what that kind of made it a cultural phenomenon, and the queer media landscape.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was such a global sensation right from the get-go. And I think there's a few things happening. I think, Gen Z adults now in the US, 1 in 5 identify as LGBTQ. So I think it's a place where we have so many queer people now, especially young people, and so many allies surrounding them that we're in a moment where we're really ready for this right now. But I think the other thing at play is that this show defies sexual orientation. I mean, we look at the themes and we think about the kindergarten crush, the unrequited love. I had my best girlfriend screening calls from her boyfriend the entire night as she binged the series. And I think that unrequited love is obviously universal, but it's also very, very important for LGBTQ people because that forbidden fruit often manifests as a closet door where if you're caught, it transforms your entire life in a split second.
Yeah, and it seems like the upcoming LGBTQ plus stories are kind of pushing new genres and narratives. I guess, how has the conversation around meaningful represented changed? Like, what developments do you think are still missing?
Yeah, I mean, we've had in the last 10 years kind of thing, way more representation in terms of trans, non-binary voices, voices of color, intersectional stories. In the early 2000s, it was a one-dimensional view. Think Will and Grace or the Ellen DeGeneres show, often stereotypical or white or, one-dimensional. But I think it's important to note that while we've had more queer characters than ever, a GLAAD report suggests that there's going to be 41% fewer LGBTQ characters on screen next year. And I'm a born and raised Canadian, but I live here in New York, and the Federal Communications Commission here is suggesting that they're going to actually put a warning label on transgender content. So I think it's really important for creators and directors to hold the line at a time when networks might be pivoting because they may see it as less profitable and more risky to include characters down the line.
Okay, so let's keep going down this path for a second because we know Heated Rivalry had a global response, even in places that may not share Canada's policies regarding LGBTQ rights. But at the same time, to your point, we are also seeing rollbacks on those rights. So does visibility in culture actually translate into real progress?
Yeah, I mean, we see that it was a viral sensation in countries like China and Russia. And at Uncloseted Media, we reported on that a lot. So people were pirating it, using VPNs to watch it. So I think people are going to watch it no matter where. And I think visibility transforms culture and transforms safety for LGBTQ people. I remember, I went to school in Midtown Toronto, came out at 16. I was the only gay kid in my high school. And it was Marco, a character on the Canadian show Degrassi, that gave me the courage to come out. I was heavily involved in sports, played in college tennis kind of thing. And, it was so dangerous at that time. And often it's much more insidious. But I think queer representation on television can literally save lives and can also make everyone feel safer when they feel seen on their TV shows. I mean, we should all feel seen no matter who we are.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. You can read some of Spencer's writing at unclosetedmedia.com, his LGBTQ-focused investigative publication. Thanks for joining us, Spencer.
Thanks, Spencer.
Thank you so much. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
All right. We'll be right back here on The Morning Show.